Chapter 25 A Thief and a Humbug. Barry, my new master, was a bachelor. He had been advised by his doctor to take up horse riding as an exercise, and he had bought me for that purpose. He had hired a stable a little away from his quarters and employed Mr. Filcher as my groom. You might be thinking that I should have led a fairly fine life with these arrangements. Well, I ought to have, had it not been for the fact that Mr. Barry understood nothing about horses, and Mr. Filcher, in spite of being a meticulous groom, began to rob my food. Mr. Barry ordered corn and oats for my sake and gave Mr. Filcher instructions to feed me regularly. Well, bags of oats and corn were emptied and refilled regularly, but I did not get anything but hay and beans. Where did the oats go, you must be wondering. Well, Mr. Filcher's son came to the stable at dawn. When he came, he carried an empty bag. When he left, he carried a full one. You must have guessed he carried my food to his home. Why did he do so? It so happened that his wife bred poultry and fattened rabbits for a living. So my food went to hens and rabbits, and I was malnourished. My strength and energy was affected. My master noticed nothing, and if he did, my dishonest old groom told him that horses grew weak during autumn. I am sure I knew who was growing stronger, but I was a horse and could not speak. My master was too naive to look through the matter. This went on for a couple of months until my master's friend smelt a rat. It so happened that my master once rode me to the country to meet a farmer friend of his. This fellow had a sensitive eye for horses, and he had seen me when I had been bought from the stable. He inquired after my health and insisted that my master keep a check on my groom. My master acted upon his instruction, and Mr. Filcher and his son were caught red-handed, and Mr. Filcher was sent to prison for a couple of months. I hoped for a better groom, but not nothing but a hypocrite of a man who made my coat shine but did not clean my feet. He made me look smart but left my bit tarnished, my saddle moist, and my crupper raised. Alfred Smirk, that was his name, was a humbug. He spent all his time grooming himself and was too lazy to keep either me or the stable in a reasonably clean condition. I had to bear the consequence of his indolence. Day by day, the stench in my stable became unbearable. When my master mentioned it, lied through his teeth that scrumbling the stable floor could be hazardous for me and I could catch a cold. So the bricklayers were called to check the drains, which of course was unnecessary. The bricklayer was paid for finding that nothing was wrong, and the stink in my stable remained. If only humans had been a bit more sincere about their job. The stench made me feel uncomfortable and affected my appetite, and the vapors that came from the dirty premises made my eyes burn. But these effects were trivial compared to what the negligence was doing to my feet. They were becoming unhealthy and sore with each passing day. In addition to neglecting hygiene, Alfred also did not exercise me. I stood for days together in the damp and greasy stable, being fed with oats and corn without any exercise. This took a toll on my health. I became dull by the day and felt agitated and feverish. One day, as my master was riding me, I almost stumbled twice, and this made him take me to the horse doctor, who immediately diagnosed my condition. "This horse has got the thrush," said he. Then he went on to tell my master that thrush is a condition that is caused due to dirty stables where the litter is not cleaned thoroughly I had to undergo a lengthy treatment, my feet being soaked in all sorts of ointments. I had to follow a strict diet, but at least the lazy Alfred was now obliged to keep my box clean. Although I recovered from thrush, my master never really recovered from the experience that grooms could be cheat. Being unwilling to take a third chance, he abandoned the idea of owning a horse and decided to borrow one when the need arose. Thus, when I had recovered and my feet were in a good state, I was sold once again.